You are watching the Waterman podcast. So, Gian, let's start from the beginning as far as how I met you. I was on my way minding my own business, and I looked in and I saw your store. And something just pulled me into that store. And the quality, the whole, environment. And I went in there, bought a few things. And that's when I told you that, hey, you know what? I see you really growing. I see the potential in you. And you have talent. You are dripping with talent.
One of my first jobs when I was 17, I worked in a streetwear store that had all the brands from Los Angeles, you name it, The Hundreds, Diamond Supply, 30 Ghetto Kids, DGK, which is another great brand that I admire a lot. And maybe about a year or two in, I was like, I want to contribute. I want to make my dent here. So I would say maybe 18 or 19 is when I decided to educate myself on design and be able to contribute to this industry that I'm doing today, which is essentially graphic T-shirts and apparel. There's a lot of rejection and a lot of a backlash, a lot of it's an uphill battle at first when you're essentially you could say nobody really in that industry. I remember having one graphic that was a Miami graphic, and it took me a couple months to get the store to be on board with it, because they were like, no, we don't know if it's going to do well because I don't have any credibility really. It's really just my word. So I persisted. I asked for it every month. I remember even saying, if they don't move, take them off my check. I will buy them and I will have them at my house. Like, to sort of diminish the risk there. And we ended up doing the T-shirt, and it ended up selling out. So this is it was an idea that I had over time. This didn't happen overnight. It was an idea that grew, and I had it in my mind for months. And it was always a good idea every time I reviewed it, because sometimes ideas are good, and then a couple weeks later they're like, no, I'm happy I didn't do that because it's not that good. But this one was always sound and solid. So I pushed for it. I believed in it, and we did it, and it did really, really well. It sold out, and it became like a staple.
What was the reaction from the public when you first told them, hey, you know what? I'm thinking of opening up my own apparel store. What was that reaction that you first initially got?
I actually kept the concept of opening up a store to myself. I kept it bubbling quietly. My girlfriend, Evelyn, she saw me wanting to go to more shows, and she's like, why don't you open up your own store? Her belief was a turbocharge to my belief, and I think that this applies to anybody. You just need one person to truly believe in you and back you up.
Thank you for watching the Waterman podcast.